What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet, and you are listening to the Big Stack Podcast. Joined once again with my good friends from twitch.tv/big_breakfast. We got Jacob. Jacob, how's your week been, buddy?
Hey, it's been weird. It's been all right though.
What do you do? What was weird about it?
Just an aura of oddness, you know?
Yeah, there's some
an aura of
No, it's not anything particular and describable. My face feels a little weird from pulling on it like we were earlier.
yeah, we were doing this.
We were all pulling on our faces. It was a great time.
It was a lot of fun. I don't know if those who are listening to the audio version of this podcast understands what's going on.
Okay.
Boogie, your cheeks kind of look like testicles when you do that, just a little bit. It's because
really?
of the beard hairs.
God, look at all that loose skin on my face. It's just gross.
You could fit like a whole Richard Nixon in there.
God.
I am not a crook.
Okay, Ellis, how was your week, man?
Good.
How you been,
that's
man?
pretty good.
How's it-
Well, I spent my week practicing my Richard Nixon impression, but now I'm embarrassed to do it because
No, you have to do it.
I don't have a good Richard Nixon impression. I don't have the jowls.
Can
That's why
you?
he was practicing.
Can
I
you
can
do?
only do skinny fuck impressions. So give me like actors or actresses that are real small.
Do you have one prepared? Do you have any actresses or actors that you can do an impression of?
No, not really. Though maybe I
what?
should start.
Why did you ask us for once?
Yeah,
What were you gonna do if I said Keira Knightley?
do
Like,
Keira
what was-
Knightley then.
What was your
I don't even
plan?
remember what Keira Knightley sounds like. I guess she's very English.
It's quite English.
That's it.
Hi, everybody.
I definitely should not have said actors or actresses. I opened
Definitely
way
not.
too wide of a can of worms there.
Really wide
Boy.
can of worms.
Hi, everybody. I'm Keira Knightley. You might know me from my movies or my shows. Give me a money.
What?
Is that a good Keira
I'm
Knightley?
Keira Knightley. What shows have I been on again?
Exactly. Can you
She's
do?
good.
Can you do Quentin Tarantino?
Well, that's not really an actor. And
He
the only lines I can think of are super inappropriate.
Oh
So
yeah.
no,
Oh yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, you really set him up for failure there, bud.
What about?
I set myself up for failure. To
Can
be
you
fair.
can you do a good Garfield?
What, like I Hate Mondays, or do you mean like Richard Garfield?
Whatever it means. Yo,
Like President Garfield.
all three combined into one amalgam.
I'm thinking about.
Oh boy, I'm so
trying to think
excited
of,
about
like,
this
yeah,
right now.
Oh my god, I was about to say Simon and Garfield. That's not a real thing.
Oh,
That's not.
God.
Simon and Garfield.
Simon and Garfield is not a real thing.
Well,
I
I
was-
mean, it is now in my headcanon. I definitely will have some fan fiction
Boy,
ready
when
to go.
when I finally go bald, that's going to be an issue, isn't it?
Oh, this is going to be great for audio podcast.
Not going to be
Yeah,
awesome.
exactly.
This
We're all
is, this is
touching
going to
our
play
hands.
great on the audio podcast.
Yep.
Hello,
Those of you
everybody.
listening on iTunes, please feel free to drop us a review, a like, a subscribe, a money.
Describe what you think Boogie's forehead looked like just then whenever he did that thing.
That's
that you
right.
My fellow Americans, it's me, President Garfield, coming to you on this horrible, terrible Monday to tell you about my new trading card game.
President Garfield, are you telling us this on like the newspaper? Are you dictating to somebody who's gonna listen to this? Because
Did he do the fireside chats through the radio?
Yeah, that's
No,
that
that
was not Garfield.
that wasn't Garfield.
No, Garfield was around for like 80 days or something. He's like the shortest president term we ever had. I almost said the shortest president we ever had. No, that motherfucker was tall.
Who do you think the shortest president was?
I mean, okay, look, does FDR count?
Oh no.
Hey, here's a fun American president fact I just discovered. Do you guys remember a YouTube channel called The Annoying Orange?
I remember a joke called The Annoying Orange.
There was a
oh,
YouTube
Jacob's
channel.
gone.
There was a YouTube channel. Oh, this is because how he knows where this is going. There's a YouTube channel called The Annoying Orange, and it was.
I do. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
that.
it was real famous. It was on Nickelodeon for a while. There's a lot of toys and stuff. Anyway, it turns out The Annoying Orange is the president of the United States now. How did that happen? According to Twitter, I don't pay a lot of attention to politics.
Made manifest.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. He's president now. I don't know. That's cool. Hey, that probably just tanked our ratings.
Is it cool? Because
Is
I don't
it
know
cool?
about that. Like,
Why don't we stop it? We'll start the podcast.
Hey,
over
Apple.
again.
Hey, Apple.
Oh,
How is there an entire channel about that?
oh,
One
I
joke.
met Dan Bow.
they made a TV show out of it. How? Like, who knows, man? Kids will watch anything.
I met Dan Bow, the guy who made The Annoying Orange, and I'm a huge fan of Dan Bow, but I don't care for The Annoying Orange. And so when I met him and he introduced himself, he's like, Boogie, I'm a big fan. I'm Dan Bow. I'm the guy who made Annoying Orange and stuff. And I'm like, of course I know you. Please get away from me because you made The Annoying Orange. And that was my joke. And I think he thought I was serious.
Oh no!
And so he seemed a little offended. So like I corrected myself, and I'm like, it's just you. It's not you. It's the Annoying Orange. I love you, but I wish your character would die in a fire. And so I was just playing along with the whole annoying angle, but I don't know if he caught on to that. And so I stay awake at night and think about it.
Well, listen, you have a platform now. Here's your chance to publicly apologize for the wrongdoings that you have committed.
Dan Bow, if you hear this, I love you. But I hate The Annoying Orange. I really do. It's so
and you
hard
should get
to
away
watch.
from him.
Yeah.
Just get away.
I'm also upset I never got to be on the show. I could have been like a pomegranate. I could have been an annoying pomegranate or something.
Yeah, pomegranate. That's where you'd go.
Well, what's a nice big fat fruit? I could have been like a sumo orange. That'd have been good.
Oh, do they have to be fruit? I was gonna say like a pumpkin or something.
Well, it could be food. Yeah, it could have been a pumpkin. It could have been
like
like
a watermelon.
I was gonna say like a durian.
Oh, a durian fruit.
They're pretty
Those
big.
are the ones that smell like pee, right?
Yeah, they're pretty big and they smell
Fucking
weird.
rude.
All right, listen, I thought we all knew what a durian was. I was going for a joke. Didn't go over well. I'm sorry. Now I know how Bookie felt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my entire career. Yeah, you know exactly what it's like. But Francis could have done. Kai could have come in and be like, "Hey, what's up, Annoying Orange? It's me. I'm a pumpkin. Okay, I want to get carve me up and put me in your butt." I don't know. I've never seen the show, so I don't know how it goes.
Is that what they talked about? Because I'll admit, I don't know.
What are Halloweens with you like?
Exactly that. We carve pumpkins and put them in our butt.
Oh,
Reese's
You
pumpkins.
carve a lot off
good
that
to
pumpkin.
Eat. Boy, this will perform well in the algorithm.
Or have a big butt.
Hey, so we should talk a little bit about video games to start. Hey, guess what? If you work for Activision or Blizzard, you don't by the time you hear this.
It's like that classic, like everybody with a mom and a dad raise their hands, not you, Timmy.
Right, yeah.
Easy
It's
there,
like,
Tiger.
So Activision's stock was worth like $80 6 months ago. It's worth about $40 so far today and dropping.
50%.
Bloomberg reported on Friday that there was going to be mass layoffs. And I can't imagine why, because we do all have phones, don't we?
I mean...
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the minor aspects. Obviously, losing Destiny was a problem. I don't know how Bungie pulled that off, and I don't know why Activision let it happen, but that was one of the tentpoles. And then as I pointed out in my video about it...
It hasn't even done that well, apparently.
Yeah, as I pointed out in my YouTube video, well, it did well. That's one of the things that's really annoying about the industry right now. And I probably shouldn't go off that tangent just yet, but 7.5 million copies of Battlefield sold. And that game is considered a failure by its stockholders. But they sold 7.5 million copies. We're in a day and age where you can get record sales. 7 million, 8 million, 10 million. Resident Evil 7 sold 5 million copies. It's a failure. Battlefield 5 sells 7.5 million copies. It's a failure. And it doesn't make any sense. Either your budget is far too bloated when you're developing these games.
That's exactly what it is. Your budget is too big.
Or your expectations are just too high. And that's the other thing. They blow these smoke rings at these investors to get them to invest. Oh, we're going to make $1 billion. We're going to make $10 billion. We're going to make $100 billion off of this new game.
We're going to bankrupt countries.
Then they only clear $3 billion off of Battlefield, and then it's a failure. That's the world we live in now. So Destiny was successful by every metric. It just wasn't successful enough. Mm-hmm. And so keep in mind, Activision also lost Skylanders in the last 2 years. So that was a nightmare for them.
Oh, yeah.
The product finally failed. And then Blizzard should have been what was propping them up, except we had one of the worst World of Warcraft expansions we've ever had this season. Then Hearthstone, Ben Brode leaves, and he takes the heart of the game with him. And so we got nothing but boring expansion since he left. And then they gut Heroes of the Storm, which was admittedly not very successful. Overwatch, don't get me started on the controversy after controversy after controversy that Overwatch has had in the last year. Instead of innovation and new game modes and new ways to play and ways to keep the game interesting. Instead, I don't know. Soldier 76 is gay now. Whatever. I don't know. Who else? Who can be non-binary this week? Which is fine. I like representation of video games, but that shouldn't be the only way you are innovating your video game.
Especially not if you're like piloting that as a feature. That's kind of offensive, I think. Right? To be like, look at this. This is why our game is good because it has these things. No, that should just be a given. You don't get extra points for representation.
No. Nope. And
that should just be accepted or expected.
And why do we not find out that this character is bi or non-binary or transsexual or whatever 2 years after your game is out, 3 years after this game is out?
Well, you got to ask J.K. Rowling that.
Right, because Dumbledore is retroactively homosexual, which is one of the, and I think his Phoenix is non-binary or something. I don't know, whatever crazy shit. It's because it's not a good way to market it. I love representation. I love diversity in my games, but Borderlands 2, one of my favorite games in the world, has a big fat woman in there. It's got Tiny Tina. It's got Sir Hammerlock, who's gay. It's got a boyfriend. You go find his boyfriend's corpse in the game. I love representation. Borderlands 2, written really, really well. Write this stuff well, and I'm happy with it. Pigeonhole it in, and you're giving ammo to bigots. And I don't want you to give ammo to bigots. I really don't, because those guys don't deserve anything. So, I don't know. Anyway, long story short, they're firing hundreds of people, according to Bloomberg, which I hope turns out not to be true.
That's a lot of people.
I hope that turns out not to be true. As somebody who still kind of like plays the failing Heroes of the Storm game, it seems pretty likely. I don't know, man. The worst part about it is that they're being so shady about it. Like, they won't just tell people what's going to happen, because most of the people playing that game, like the general mood on communities, on subreddits, even just like with random people that you like talk to in game or out of game, it's just, I wonder if this game will be here in a week.
Yep.
I wonder if it will even exist anymore.
Yeah, it does not make me want to purchase any more Hearthstone packs right now. I can tell you that. It makes me want to try Magic the Gathering Arena some more. But the confidence in Blizzard has been an all-time low. And I do think if we had a mainline Diablo game, a mainline Warcraft game, a good World of Warcraft expansion, a decent Hearthstone expansion, a decent subset of content for Overwatch, Blizzard wouldn't be in this problem. If Destiny had not been monetized in such controversial and miserable ways, if the grind in Destiny wasn't so miserable and it wasn't so expensive of a game to play, I think they wouldn't be in this problem. I think if Skylanders hadn't saturated the market so disturbingly, sickeningly much to where even I couldn't afford all the toys.
I have a question. Do you think that these layoffs are coming from a lot of Blizzard employees? I understand that Blizzard Activision is one thing, but do you think they're coming off of Blizzard specific projects, or do you think they're coming from Activision as a whole?
So there was a bunch of PR people and marketing people that were assigned to Destiny, and when Destiny got pulled away, they just didn't have anything to do anymore, and some of those people have been repositioned, and some of them are just kind of in flux. So according to Jason Schreier, a good number of the firings, 25, 30, 40 of them will probably be people that used to work on Destiny. And hopefully Bungie will do the right thing and pick those people up because they're used to working with them on the game. That'd be a great hire. You're going to need marketing. You're going to need customer service. You're going to need that stuff. So why not pick up the people who've been working on the game for 2 or 3 years if they do a good job, right? So hopefully they'll land on their feet. Who knows where else it's coming from, but I can only imagine Blizzard. They just paid earlier this year. They gave bonuses. They gave severance to people who would willingly quit in the Blizzard customer service area. That's insane. Hey, we will pay you to quit your job. Okay, that's how desperate they wanted to get rid of people. So Activision Blizzard definitely slimming the ranks, and which probably means all those great IPs they have.
I mean, at best, maybe they'll get divvied up, right?
I sure hope so.
Yeah.
I sure hope so.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't particularly want EA to own Diablo, but it's not like anything good has been done with it for a while. So fucking whatever,
hey,
right?
The Eternal Collection is good.
Okay,
fucking fight me.
Anything new?
Yeah, Diablo 3 was good.
Okay,
man.
yeah, fair point. Yeah, fair point.
Diablo 3 turned into something good. As far as live service games go, I use it as an example of a game that turned into something good after starting like a crap show.
A long time.
The other gaming thing I wanted to talk about this week, did you either of you download Apex Legends yet? And if not, why?
Oh boy, did I.
Okay, so did you have a good or bad experience?
Dude, I had a great experience. I've been loving that game. Aside from kind of like a lot of the game revolving around shotguns and being able to shoot shotguns real good. Other than that, that game is a fucking blast, and I love it. I'm surprised how much I love that game.
Yeah, well, that's Respawn, man. And if anybody's listening from Respawn, you guys are artists. Honestly, I wish you had not.
Respawn.
Yeah, I wish you guys
it out of the park.
Yeah, I wish you guys had not sold to EA. That's kind of frustrating, but I understand the situation where they had to kind of. But the head of Respawn, that dude, they're just amazing people over there. I'm not sure who is the head of Respawn right now, but whoever is over there right now, you doing you. And so my favorite thing, there was an interview where somebody from Respawn, I think it was the head. Somebody's like, hey, did EA make you make this game? And like, nope, we pitched this to EA from the ground up. This is the game we wanted to make. We liked Overwatch. We kind of liked the business model. We wanted to create a Battle Royale. We wanted it to be team-based. We wanted to innovate. We wanted to have place in the Titanfall world. We wanted to do Legends and stuff. We wanted to do a live service, and we would use that to fund our future projects as well, and it's just going to be a good system overall. And so we tested it, and we liked what we came up with, and we pitched it to EA, and EA was a little shaky about it at first. And I think what EA was probably splitting hairs on is they wanted them to charge for the game up front as well as it being a live service. But they're like, nope, free to play. We're going to do the free to play business model. It's going to be amazing. Everybody's going to download it. 1 million players day one, 10 million players in the first week. I can't get enough of it. And this might not be the Fortnite killer, but I don't think anything's going to take the kids away from Fortnite. But the fact that I'm not building walls and trying to farm items, I concentrate on the gameplay, and the gameplay has classes. Go ahead, Jacob.
That's the thing I hate about Fortnite is I shoot a guy and he just turns into an 8-story building, and I can't fucking handle that.
Yeah.
I need to shoot at a guy, and then my bullets hit him, and then he shoots back at me, and then we have a gunfight, and then one of us wins. That's what I need. And this game does that, but it mixes it up with like cool and interesting abilities that work together with other people's abilities. I play a lot of Bloodhound, and like the second somebody first picks Bangalore, I'm so happy to slam that Bloodhound so I can through that smoke. Oh boy, do I love it.
And do I love it.
All right, so I've also heard it has one of the best like communication tools of any game that we've seen in ages and ages, right? Like
this game makes it easy, the most easy any game has ever done, to make it so that you have to communicate with your team, but you never have to like use your voice. You can get pretty much everything done through a complex series of pings, or really smart pings. The system is really smart.
And so the best part about the game, I think, I do love that they included voice chat, but they understand how toxic people can be, and they understand that some of us have social anxiety. We don't like to talk in games, and we don't want to be paired with jerks. So they said they completed, when they were testing the game, because I've been reading a lot. I just love Respawn. I love what they do, and I love the company. I just love the developers there. And so I'm just obsessed with, I literally, let me come marry you guys, Respawn. Fly me out there. I will play your games. I will kiss your butts, okay? And we will get married to the entire team, okay? I will marry a Titan. I still have my Titanfall 1 Collector's Edition proudly displayed because of how much I love Respawn, even though I thought the game was only okay. Respawn, Titanfall 2, by the way, buy it. It's amazing. You can get it for like $5 right now. It's so good. Anyway, okay, so they said that they would test the game and they would go ahead and mute their mics and then try to play by communicating everything. And so they built the game from the ground up to be able to let you communicate. And there's really smart stuff. Like all of the characters have voiced lines. All of the, quote, legends have voiced lines. And so they'll say things like, oh, we've killed the whole squad. So you know that entire squad is down. There might be another squad there, so you might still be surprised. But little communication efforts like that. Oh, it's 30 seconds till the ring closes. We need to get moving. Your character will say that to the other characters, and of course he's saying it to the player as well. And so you hear that, and you're like, oh, we need to get moving, guys. And so the ping system is really good. If you ping on an item, oh, there's armor here. Oh, there's blue armor here. There's rare armor here. Oh, here's a shotgun. He'll name the gun. He'll name the ammo you're pinging. Yep. You can ping an enemy, and it'll tell you there's an enemy there. You can ping a loot. One of the loot boxes that are up on the hill, the little drop crates, and oh, there's an unopened one there. There's an open one there. We should go in this direction. We should go to this respawn area. We should go.
You can also ping on someone else's ping to acknowledge that you have seen the ping.
Yeah.
If somebody pings a level 3 helmet and then you turn around and ping the level 3 helmet, your character will say to the whole crew, I got dibs on that. I really need that.
So if you have a prejudice against Battle Royale games, I understand. This is so different from that. And the monetization has a little bit left to be desired, in my opinion. It's purely cosmetic, with the exception of there are 8 total legends, aka classes or characters, at the launch of the game, 2 of which are behind a paywall. Now, you have a choice. You can either buy $10 worth of coins to unlock each new legend as they come, and there will be new legends this summer as well, they said. Or, alternatively, you can play the game to grind away to get the legend, and that'll take you a good 20 hours of gameplay using the other 6 legends to get the new one. Rough estimate, I don't actually know for sure. But that said,
that's pretty close.
You will eventually unlock those characters just by playing the game. But I don't mind tossing those guys $10 at this point. I really don't, to unlock a new legend when it draws Season 2. And I already unlocked, I had the EA Vault access, so I got like 1,000 free coins when I signed up for the game. So I was able to unlock Caustic on day 1. There is something really funny I want to point out, and I pointed this out in my Francis video. There are 8 total characters, and we've talked about diversity in gaming, and I love diversity in gaming, but there's only one white man amongst the initial 8 characters, and he's locked behind a paywall, and he's toxic. And so some people with very fragile egos took offense to that and pointed it out to me.
Fuck you.
Right? And I'm like, that's a pretty...
I'm sorry, but
that's
like,
a pretty...
who gives a shit, right?
That is... I will absolutely say that is probably not coincidence. I will absolutely say that is probably by design. Someone at the company is just like, it's funny, let's do this. It's funny. It'll upset like 10 people with really fragile egos. And it did. But
like, if your identity is so wrapped up in that you can't, like, I don't know, handle playing a girl character in a video game or something, what the fuck is your problem?
Right. So I thought that's, and then like day 2 or 3, there was a petition that went around because one of the characters, the big Samoan dude, has a boyfriend according to the lore, and they didn't wait like 2 years to release that. They waited like a day. And then, like, the next day, like, hey, here's the lore for the game. Check out the website. And people discovered that he is probably at least bisexual, could be gay. And then Bloodhound identifies as non-binary, which is interesting because you also can't see Bloodhound's face. So we don't even know what's underneath all the armor anyway. Not that it matters because he's non-binary, and that's cool, right? And this is an alternative world. This is an alternative future. This is the Titanfall universe. Who knows how the rules of society work there? So who even cares, right? But
I mean, I don't know. It's weird to me that people care so much about the sexuality of the characters in like the games that they're playing.
Right.
I understand the need for representation, and I agree with that. But I don't care if Geralt of Rivia is gay or not. I don't care if any of the characters I'm playing as are homosexual, heterosexual.
I would watch a cutscene
across the spectrum.
I would watch a cutscene of him getting it in the butt. I would.
Sure, I don't care. Like that's fine, right? That does the same thing as like a cutscene of him. I don't know, like rubbing on some titties or whatever the fuck they do in this cutscene.
So I do think
that's it. That's the whole game.
Is that it? They rub on some titties.
I will make a case for when a company is pandering, or like Philip DeFranco and many other people call it wokenomics. When you don't actually care, you're just trying to sell a product, right?
I mean, that's how it comes across to me most of the time.
Right. But in this case, I don't think it does at all. I think it's very natural and a very nice fit, and I think Respawn has done a great job of it. It's well written and it's well done, and if you have a fragile enough ego to where that kind of thing bothers you, then there's plenty of other games out there that you don't have to do that, you know? And so I don't know. It's interesting. I know a lot of people don't like it when we talk about that kind of political stuff, but it's fascinating to me. It's just fascinating to me. I don't really care one way or the other. Do it or don't. I don't care. It's fine. Do it or don't. Like, you know. But a lot of people do. Really care.
Do it, right? Because like it doesn't affect me either way. So do it, because clearly there are people out there who it's extremely important to, and. Sure, like I want you to be happy. I want you to feel represented in a game. I've been represented in games my whole life. I'm a white male. So yeah, absolutely. Fucking put other people in the games, because like it doesn't take anything away from me.
I do still want a fat planeswalker Wizards of the Coast, and I'm pissed about that. We do not. I'm preferring to be a fat male, and I want him to have a beard, and I want him to be really mad about stuff and complain about stuff on his YouTube channel.
What about the red planeswalker, the goblin? I can't remember his name now.
Duretti?
Duretti.
Is Duretti fat?
He is not fat, but he is in a motorized vehicle. He's in a wheelchair.
He is, yeah.
And so they did actually create that character so that people with disabilities would feel represented. And I was like, weird that he's a goblin.
It's weird that he's a goblin, but
that is weird.
I mean,
but okay, right? Like that's cool too, right? I'm pretty happy with it. So give me a big fat planeswalker at some point. I'll be happy. But I love that Caustic is fat. And I love that the Samoan dude, or I think he's Samoan. He looks Samoan. I like that he's big. I like that there's big characters in that game. And so I get that. If I see a big character in a game, I'm like, I love big characters. Positive portrayal, a big fat buff fatties, fat girls, fat dudes. I like fatties in my video games. So I get it. If you happen to be bi, you probably like to see a bi character in a game. And if you happen to be trans, you like to see trans characters in a game. And I get it. And I'm cool with that. It's fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
So put them in, please. Like, do it.
So before we move on away from Apex, this is a good time for a question because we have an appropriate question.
Yay!
All right, this is from Boss7 on Twitch.
Boss?
Well, Boss7.
That guy's an Apex legend.
Oh, maybe they are. Their question is, should the average gamer buy Apex coins that would directly support EA, or should they just grind without giving any money? Like, do you have an opinion on that?
So is the average gamer.
Okay, well, so the reason I'm bringing this up, earlier Boogie mentioned, and he's roughly right, it takes about 20 hours of playing to unlock the 2 characters without giving any money at all. So you would have to play Apex for roughly 10 to 12 hours before you unlocked a single new character. And that can be a lot for somebody who has maybe 4 hours a week to play. Yeah. They don't have a whole lot of time. So do you think it's worth it to spend the money, get the coins? I think the Founders Pack is like $30 and it gives you enough coins to buy both of the characters and maybe like a legendary skin or something like that. Or you could just like bank your coins and buy the next legend whenever it comes out.
Right. I would say that if you enjoy a free-to-play game, I have a budget in mind that I will spend on a free-to-play game. And that generally, like if I play a free-to-play game every day for a week, or like on iPad or something, I'll buy whatever their entry-level thing is, $1.99, $2.99. You can have $3 for your game. I played it every day for a week, right? The problem is, and I want you guys to always be cognizant of how much you're spending on those games, because they are all designed to where you can spend an infinite amount. Apex Legends has a $99 coin pack, but most people won't buy that. They're going to buy the $20 coin pack, and they'll probably buy it 2 or 3 times, and now they spent $80, $60 on that game, and that's a lot to spend on Apex Legends. So just limit your spending on stuff like that. But do I think it's a pretty cool thing to throw $10 at the developer at some point? Absolutely. Here's what I will say, though. These games are designed for you to bring value as a free player. Magic the Gathering Legends, if you're a free-to-player, Hearthstone, these other games that I support and play, if you're a free player, you're filling the ranks. You give me someone to play against. If I'm the paying customer, I want somebody to play against, right? And so as long as the matches are filling and you're there to help fill the match, so the 2 or 3 paying customers who play Apex Legends every day have 59 other people to kill or 2 other people to team with, you're bringing value to those games already just by playing it, just by downloading it. You're letting them pitch to investors. We've got 10 million downloads, 100 million downloads of this game. We've got 5,000 active players every second. We got 10,000 matches firing off. You're already bringing value just by being there. So don't feel pressured to spend that money, but if there's something that you like and it's a good deal to you, spend a little money. Just limit your spending, right?
Spend what you can afford, right? Spend what you can afford and what you think they deserve.
Because I've said it several times, Magic the Gathering Legends, or Magic the Gathering Arena, I want it to succeed. So I made myself a promise, every new expansion they add to the game, I will buy the $100 gem pack, and I will draft with it until I run out of money, which generally doesn't happen by the time the new set comes out because it's only 3 months apart, and I win a lot. I break even very frequently. I'm pretty good at drafting, right?
Big fancy winner.
And so, but I promise myself I will spend about $400 a year on that game to play it because I want it to be free for you to play, you know? So,
I would 100% agree.
Slay the Spire is one of my favorite games that I've ever played. They only ever wanted $20 from me. I would give them more money. When it comes out on Switch, I'm going to buy it. I'm never going to play it on my Switch, ever. I'm kind of done with Slay the Spire. I want to give them $20 more.
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess I could start a second Steam account. I could give it to somebody.
Well,
Maybe I should do that.
I'm hoping eventually they'll come up with an official... Hopefully, eventually they'll come up with an official expansion for Slay the Spire. Here's what we can do: we can promote it to the thousands of people that listen to the show. If you like digital card games, buy Slay the Spire. It was on sale for like $10 recently, and it's $10 really, really well spent. And it has Steam Workshop support, so there's like an infinite amount of things to download and do with it, and all kinds of different mods and modes, and it's just a really good what they call a deck building game. It's not a collectible card game, it's a deck building game, and boy, is it fun. You're going to just love it. So that's something we can do for the developer. But that said, I hope it comes up with a paid expansion with 2 or 3 more classes, or even a Slay the Spire 2. I hope he's working on it, because boy, did I love it.
Anything,
man.
Right? Yep. I want to support you. I want to support your endeavors.
We actually saw that with a series called No More Heroes. Either of you play those games?
I played the first one.
Sounds familiar.
Okay,
so I don't think I played those.
So
I did not play the third one because it did not look interesting to me.
So the third game, I guess, a lot of people bought out of guilt, I have been told. Because the developer said if you will buy this new game, it might be able to fund the true sequel. I think it's the No More Heroes series that has happened.
So No More Heroes 3 is a different kind of game. The first one and the second one were kind of like a third person beat 'em up actiony kind of game, and this one is like a weird isometric view shooter maybe.
Right.
I'm not 100% sure. I'm not even 100% sure what it is. It didn't seem like an actual sequel, and then I don't know 100% how this came up or what was said, but the vibe that was given out by the developer was, hey, this isn't actually the game we wanted to make, but if you buy this one, we'll have money to make the game that we actually want to make.
Right.
So I think a lot of people bought it maybe out of that. I don't know. I don't know what other people, what's in their heads or what. But.
I will say one other thing. I do want to go back to the topic of buying Apex Legend coins, by the way, real quick. If Apex Legend was a $60 buy-in, my answer would be no. You're not allowed to spend.
No, absolutely not.
If it was
You've already paid for that game.
If it was a $40 buy-in and that's the price they said, no, you're still not allowed to spend coins on that. $20 buy-in, you're still not allowed to pay in because that's the price they set for the full game. Give it away, all right, spend some money. That's fine.
Yeah.
If it's free, if everybody gets to play it for free.
If the game is free, then sure.
Then it's free.
Right?
But if
I'm going to
what you're willing to spend on it, exactly like what you said.
Right.
I'm going to buy the Founders Pack. I'm not interested in buying Mirage or Caustic. Neither of those two Legends kits interest me at all. I'm going to continue to play Lifeline and Bloodhound.
Yep.
I'm still going to buy the Founders Pack because I have gotten $30 worth of entertainment already, and I am going to continue playing the game.
And somebody,
I want to give them my money for making such a good game.
Somebody in chat asked me if they should buy Caustic or Mirage first, and I haven't played Mirage. I played Caustic, and Caustic's not very good.
Caustic is fine. Caustic requires a lot of communication with your team because he's a trap hero. He puts down a bunch of things. So he requires your teammates to help you get into positions where you can effectively use his abilities. And Mirage seems great for a solo player who doesn't want to rely on their teammates because you get to make your own teammates.
And Caustic is great when the circle is narrowed, really small. Like, that's when you really want to do it. But when you guys are traveling across the map, he's just a dead character. He's just there to pick up loot until something happens, until you get into an actual kind of narrow firefight. And then if they see that you're Caustic, and they will, because they're going to look at you through a zoom lens, they're going to be like, well, we can't go into buildings because he's just going to set traps. So we just better not do it. Right, so it's a great way to scare people off from wanting to come in and finding you. So I mean that has value for sure. But
I don't think he's a bad legend. I think he just requires a lot of setup and work and understanding between you and your teammates and perfect communication. The ping system is fantastic. I don't think the ping system is good enough to make Caustic as good as he possibly could be with perfect voice communication.
So we got some more questions. You got anything cool for us, Jacob?
Oh yeah, you want another
give
question?
Us something
you want something weird, not a video.
Oh no, anything, whatever you got, man. Give me something good.
Okay.
I want a delicious question.
Okay. I got a weird, delicious question. Terminus17 asks, has Francis ever deep-throated a Big Mac?
Wow. Neither of us have ever deep-throated a Big Mac as far as I know. Could you?
Yes.
Can you?
Also, Mac has a period after it and then a question mark following it to make sure that I knew that it was a question.
Okay, got it.
Can you even... Oh my God, I don't think... No!
Are you about to ask if you can deep throat something? Because the answer is always yes.
Oh, no, I can definitely... I've done that on stream to a banana a couple times, and I might later tonight, but...
And a Switch controller.
Oh yeah, and well, yeah, that's true. But I don't think a Big Mac. I don't think Big Macs are round, man. You need something elongated.
You can fold them.
Like,
They're malleable.
How about a McRib?
How about a Big Mac balled up?
God, is the McRib back right now? Because if it is, I
No.
want to buy one. This stream is not sponsored by the McRib. Oh
Hey, do you know
God,
that
I'm so
McDonald's just
hungry.
lost the like trademark for Big Mac all across the European Union?
Yeah, I did
You
see
hear about that?
That's wild.
That's
So-
fucking crazy shit.
So there was a restaurant called something, I can't remember exactly what it
Supermac.
was. Supermac
In Ireland.
Right. And McDonald's decided, we're gonna be big boy McDonald's in our big boy McDonald's pants, and we're gonna sue the shit out of Supermacs and get them to stop using our name. And then of course the court was like, no, motherfucker, they've existed like way before you.
And even if they didn't, Super Mac is not sufficiently similar to Big Mac.
Exactly.
Right.
So then they were like, they flipped it back on McDonald's, and they're like, you know what? No, you can't use Mac because that's too broad.
You
So
can
now-
use Big Mac.
Big Mac, right?
Yeah.
So now anybody's allowed to make, a Big Mac pizza or whatever.
That's
And
so
in
weird.
the EU at least, not
Yes.
here, but in the EU. So Burger Kings in the EU have started like trolling McDonald's by changing their menu to things like Whopper Big Mac and better than a Big Mac, definitely not a Big Mac.
Wow.
It's good stuff. Big Mac butter.
Do you guys remember a movie, Eddie Murphy movie called Coming to America? And that was one of the subtle jokes in it, is that he ended up at a not McDonald's. It was called McDougal's or something like that.
Yeah.
And McDonald's has the golden arches, but I have the golden... I don't remember what he called them.
What?
I don't remember.
McDowell's. That was, the McDowell's. The McDowell's restaurant, yeah.
The Golden Dowels.
That's a good movie, man.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
That's before Eddie Murphy's career went to garbage. Wow, that was...
Before Pluto Nash.
What?
Yeah.
The Haunted Mansion wasn't a good movie? Are you kidding me?
Who you talking to?
Now that I've ridden the Haunted Mansion...
Eddie Murphy, probably.
Yeah, now that I've ridden the Haunted Mansion, I am disappointed that there's not a good Haunted Mansion movie. Because there's a good Pirates of the Caribbean movie, and that
There's
ride's
a good
okay.
ride. Why can't there be a good movie?
Right, that's what I'm saying. There's a good Guardians of the Galaxy ride, so they made a good movie because of it.
Wait.
That's how that worked, right?
Yeah,
Did they-
backwards causation. We were talking about this earlier. This is like
Was there a ride first? I'm being serious right now. Was there a Guardians of the Galaxy ride first? Okay.
I
well,
mean, okay, technically yes, because it was just what is it, the Tower of Terror, and they just repurposed it as the Guardians of the Galaxy ride.
Oh, that sounds bad.
So there are some really good Disney content creators. I didn't know that Disney,
You mean Disney?
like
Talking
they're
about Pixar?
YouTubers who make content exclusively about Disney parks and Disney rides and stuff like that. And I watch all of it. My friend Adam the Woo, big shout out to Adam the Woo, follow him. He goes to Disney a lot. But because I started watching Adam the Woo, I started getting recommended all these other things like SoCal attraction ride throughs 360 or offhand Disney and so or Yesterworld or like someone, and they would talk about like how the park used to be or how the rides used to be. And I have Disney knowledge for days, son. I could tell you every iteration of every Disney ride now at this point. I could tell you what the Twilight the Twilight Hotel thingy, the old school Twilight Zone hotel was before it became the Guardians of the Galaxy. And I rode the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, by the way, and I do not recommend it.
I mean, was it just the Tower of Terror? Does it just go up and then down?
So the original Tower of Terror just kind of went up and down, but this time they decided to do the original Tower of Terror, depending on which one you rode. Oh my God, my Disney knowledge is so pointless. How is this useful? You're guaranteed at least one drop in the old Tower of Terror, but sometimes you would get two and sometimes you would get three with
God, 3 drops?
Right, and then in the
Like a
Orlando
Skrillex song.
version, it was possible. Very rare that you could get a 4th drop. Very, very rare, but it was possible. Now, in the Guardians of the Galaxy, you're guaranteed 3 or 4 drops. Guaranteed, okay? And one would have been plenty. I'm telling you right now, dude. Because, okay, so first off, it's not a drop. You actually fall faster than free fall because there's a tow cable yanking you down. So it's actually faster than falling. That's why you have to be seat belted in, because you're actually going to fall faster than gravity. And it's terrifying. And then so I did not realize, because I've never done a free drop ride before in my life, and I free dropped, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right, well, we're done, right? Nope, all the way back up, and then all the way back down, and then all the way back up, and then all the way back down, and then all the way back up, and all the way back down. And by the second drop, I was done. I did not want to do this anymore.
No more drops, please.
And they seemed to go longer and faster and terrifying, and I couldn't. Oh my, why? And so, like, I was holding on to stuff in my hands because Adam had his camera out, so he has his camera out. I can hold my stuff out, right, too? No, don't even wear glasses on the ride. I was wearing a necklace of Christmas lights, and they, like, flew over my head at some point, and my big floppy man titties kept hitting me in the mouth. My big floppy giant man titties were up in my face like this. I knew what it was like to be a hot model on Twitch. I knew what it was like to be a Twitch thought for a day. It was insane. It was like I was wearing 16
Come on, you know
push-up bras. It was it was terrible.
I'm scared of rides like that. I don't even have long hair, but that episode of It's Always Sunny where Dee's hair like gets caught in the ride and it like yanks the thing like her braid out. I'm scared of that so much now.
Wouldn't that just like kill you?
Well, I mean, it's like a hair. I mean, it's just like a braid of hair.
Like, well, yeah, I guess if it's only like a little bit, but enough of it, like it can like break your neck. Your hair's in there, my man.
Mm-hmm.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm. If somebody has like enough of your hair, yeah, like you can be picked up by it.
I'm sorry. I thought the science on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia was 100% accurate, but clearly it's not. And I'd like to apologize for everybody.
So what it was only a small amount of hair, and in that case, the hair will break and the follicles will break. But if you got an entire head of hair, you're taking the scalp at the very least, but you're probably going to break the neck in the process, boy. Yup, especially with Dee's long hair. But fortunately, Dee's hair was braided in that episode, and I think that might not have been coincidence because they might have done the science.
They did the science.
And so it was only one braid that got caught. Now, according to Offhand Disney, it takes 4 braids. Okay, just gonna 4 braids. No, okay.
Okay, let's do another question.
What else you got for me,
This is from our good buddies Skep Talk Live.
Oh, this is a cool guy.
We do his show pretty often. It's a lot of fun. All right, his question is, if your lives were to inspire a video game property, what genre would it be, and what would the name of the first DLC be? All right, so I'll go first because I've had a second to think about it. I'll give you guys a second to think about it.
I don't need a second. I know, baby. This is
My genre, my life video game would be one of those like simulator games that came out of the farming simulator kind of crazes that just have like really shitty controls on purpose to be like funny and weird, but are just like, it feels like you're fighting to do simple things like pick up a fidget spinner off a table or whatever. It would be that's what the video game would be. It would just be me trying to live my everyday life, but very clumsy and bad at it. And
I would play that.
The first DLC would be Midlife Crisis. And you have to drive like a Porsche or whatever.
Okay, well, my first answer to this is obvious. They already made the game. It was called Pacman.
Yeah.
And the first,
so are you saying that the DLC would be Mrs. Pac-Man?
No, the first DLC for this one, true to my life, would just be Pac-Man Dies Alone.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so
he becomes one of the ghosts, right?
You just become one of the ghosts.
I do like the idea of a really hard to control game, except it would just. You ever play the climbing the mountain in the pot game? It would be that. It would just be me at 600 pounds just trying to get around my living room.
Right.
Okay, and the first DLC would be called Help, I've Fallen and I Can't Get Up.
I should have bought Lifeline.
It's just me using a walker to try to get to the kitchen to eat another 16 cheeseburgers.
Getting over it, but really just getting across the living room.
Yep, that's what it would be.
One of the levels is you get on a mobility scooter in a Walmart and you get to the back of the store and it dies and you have to get back to the front of the store to get another one.
Oh my God, that has happened to me and it's so awful. It was so awful because here I am at the back of Walmart going, oh God, oh, it's so far away. Oh my God. Collapsing in a giant pool of angry bird plushies, you know?
What? That one feels really specific. It feels too specific to be made up.
Because it happened, dude. It happened. That's my life.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Ellis, you got a video game?
Yeah, mine would be it'd be a puzzle game like
Okay.
I don't know, like The Witness or Her Story or something like that. But you're just trying to figure out how the fuck to do your taxes. And then the DLC is like Ellis buys a car.
Oh,
Ellis has to
no.
sign a contract. Ellis has to learn what car insurance is like.
Oh, no.
Oh no! You just reminded me. I gotta do taxes soon.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody. Do your taxes.
no.
Pay your taxes, Isabel says.
Everybody
Pay your
else gets money back.
Don't be a Yoshi.
I
Pay your
gotta-
taxes, Isabel.
I gotta give them my money.
Yeah, that's
Pay
true.
taxes.
I gotta give them a bunch of money.
Yeah. well,
Uh,
you should be happy to do it. You're helping people.
Yeah.
hey, let's do a video game question.
Thanks for
Should we do a
building
video
roads.
game
What do you
question?
got?
Yeah,
Video-
what you
I mean,
got?
that was
Video
kind
game
of a
question.
video.
Cruising Games. That was a video game. I want like a specific one. Cruising Games
Okay.
asks Kingdom Hearts 3 question. Haven't played 1 and 2 in forever. Really want to play 3, but don't want to go back and play 1 and 2 for aging reasons. I don't know what that means. Will I be okay? I hardly remember anything.
Okay, that's how I felt going in.
But it wouldn't matter even if you played 1 and 2 yesterday.
Bingo. Because basically, they do give you a summary. If you want to have a summary, there's like 6 cutscenes at the beginning of this game that will give you some of the important information. Doesn't matter. What they're doing just plain doesn't make sense. You got to get the 13 darknesses, and there's the 17 lights, and there's 16 fickle boys, and you got 19 hearts in your toe, and I don't know. Here's what I do know, is the girl from Tangled needs help, and I'm going to help her. That's the fun part. And so, yeah, towards the end of the game, now that I'm getting towards the end of the game, it's getting bogged down by the Square Enix part of the Disney game. And I like the Disney part where I'm helping Sully get booed door. That's fun. So you will enjoy that part. And every once in a while, they're going to be like, and the 13 darknesses and the 19 lights and the 16 two gummy phones and 19. Gosh, Xemnas once was Xehanort. Now Xehanort's become the Xemnas. Oh, I don't know. What are you saying, Goofy? What are you saying? I can't even understand you, even if you were making sense, Donald. None of this makes sense. Who is Aqua? Where is Aqua? Why is Aqua? I don't know. And I'm a huge fan of the game. I played like most of the games, and I don't know. I don't understand. So no, just play him, dude. Just have fun with it, okay? And you and Hercules are gonna go throw boulders, and it's gonna be fun. And you're gonna get to go to San Francisco and hang out with Big Hero 6. It's cool, dude. And Jack Skellington's made of crabs. Or no, I mean Jack Sparrow's made out of crabs.
Jack Skellington's made of crabs. You threw me for a loop with that one.
Yeah, but I don't know what is happening. I played 30 hours into that game. Ask me what the story is. Sora's got to level up. That's the only thing I've figured out.
Boogie, stop, you're killing me.
It's bad. It's bad. Oh, it's me, King Mickey, and we've got to find Aqua, and Aqua's inside of the water. In the water, we got to get the 13 darknesses before the 19 lights fade. The Heartless, and the Nobodies, and the Jing-Jangs, and the Bing-Bongs.
Are there blue meanies in it?
Yeah, probably.
Who would know? How could you tell?
How could you tell?
And so, like, Donkey made a video game Donkey. Check him out on YouTube. You probably never heard of him, I bet.
If you've never heard of
you've never
video-
heard of
Little known
Donkey.
YouTuber,
But
Donkey.
he dunked. See what I did there? He dunked all over Kingdom Hearts 3 in his review. And that's the thing. I guess, because the RPG element is fine, and the combat is fine, and the cutscenes are never ending, and there's 8 million of them, and the cutscenes are not that good, and they don't make much sense. But you get to go hang out with Elsa and Marshmallow, and it's fun to hang out with Marshmallow, and he's cool.
Like the Fortnite guy?
No, the big snowman.
Oh, is that? I'll be honest. Like real talk, podcast people don't kill me. I've never seen Frozen.
It's okay, man. I'll just let it go.
I'm gonna kill you.
Let it go. Let it
I'm getting some very mixed responses here.
Back anymore. Let it go.
It's fine
Let
if
it
you've never
go.
seen it. It's a fine movie.
We
If
just
you
got
like
copyright
those
strike.
kinds of movies, well, you gotta sing it you gotta sing it with like a slightly different melody.
I don't care.
I don't think anybody heard that and was like, "That sounded just like the original."
People will listen to that one instead of buying our merchandise.
Doesn't matter. It's not how copyright on YouTube works, baby. They just like free money.
Yep, that's true.
So here's the thing about Frozen. I like it, and a lot of parents I've talked to said I don't like it. A lot of fellow nerds I've talked to said they don't like it. Here's what I don't like about Frozen. The music is incredible. There's parts of the storyline are kind of dumb, but it does something different that Tangled didn't do and all the other princess movies didn't do. It does some pretty different stuff, and that's why it's a good movie. It's good for a Disney movie. That's what makes it good. Outside of being a Disney movie made for kids, it's not that great, but it's one of the best Disney movies, in my opinion, because I love the music. Do you want to build a snowman? I don't know. Please go fuck off. Yeah, it's great.
Wow, that does sound different from a Disney movie. Look at what parents you've been talking to.
Okay, hold on. Wait a second.
Your mom?
I was going to say, you've been talking to my mom?
Yeah, she hates that movie, man.
She doesn't like it.
So I watched the new Pixar short that they posted on their YouTube. It's fine. It's not like bad or anything. I have a serious fucking bone to pick with Pixar.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, get in there. They're listening too. They're gonna hear this. We're gonna put this in their face.
Yeah, they're gonna.
Character says ass. What? In a Pixar short.
Oh, hang on. Is he talking about a donkey?
A character drinks alcohol to the point that they throw up.
But it was a short, not a primary movie, right?
It was a Pixar short.
Okay.
I can't even remember what it was called. I watched it last night. I can't even remember what it's called. It was about yarn. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I liked it, but I did not like that a character said ass in a Pixar movie or short, whatever.
My Twitter feed.
Minecraft
server.
I enjoyed. I finally
live my life on a Christian Minecraft server.
I finally watched Big Hero 6, by the way, and that movie is excellent. And I didn't know it had anything to do with Marvel. And then there's like a Stan Lee cameo in it, and I was amazed. It's a really good
Big Hero
movie.
6 is pretty good. Yeah. I liked that movie.
Sorry if I accidentally spoiled your 6-year-old movie, but you should go watch it. It's pretty good.
You should. It is pretty good.
I just got tired of getting called Baymax. Because he was fat. And people go, oh, look, it's Baymax. So I was like, I'm not going to watch a movie.
Did you think watching the movie would stop people from calling you Baymax?
No, but
I don't think that's how that works.
I didn't want to get the reference because in high school they called me Jabba the Hutt, and that hurt my feelings because I knew what a Jabba the Hutt was. So then I was like, I don't know what a Baymax is. It's probably some villain in a stupid movie.
I mean, that's definitely an upgrade, you know? You've made some strides.
Somebody says Big Hero 6 made me cry. Yes, that's what Pixar movies do. Have you seen Up?
Wait, is Big Hero 6 Pixar? I thought it was just Disney animation.
I think it's Pixar, isn't it?
Pretty sure it's just Disney animation. I think it's the same studio that made like Frozen and
it might have been that. Okay. I thought it was Pixar. But either way, it's effing good. It's freaking good. It's fucking good. There, I said it.
Wait, Big Hero 6 or Up?
Well, Up is pretty good too.
I think Up is better than Big Hero 6.
Yeah, but either way, here's what I'm saying.
I agree with that.
The animation was good.
Yeah, the animation's always good.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I agree, but I mean, like, Pixar is just really, really good, except when they're not for some reason. What's that about? How are you going to make Up and also The Good Dinosaur? What the hell is that?
What's the Good Dinosaur?
Exactly. That's my fucking point.
There's a YouTube video. I think this might have been Yesterworld who made it, but you can find it. It's the history of Pixar, kind of what went wrong, and it's like a 30-minute video, but I watched it recently. And basically what happened was Pixar came onto the scene, and they're like, we are going to make a movie, and it was good, and it was Toy Story, and man, it was amazing, right? And they're like, what else have we got that's a banger? And they made another banger, and then making Finding Nemo, and all the other Bugs Life, and all these incredible movies, right? And then Disney buys them, okay? And Disney's like, we want you to make sequels, man. You need to make sequels. And they're like, we don't want to make sequels, man. We want to make new stuff. Yeah, but the sequels are guaranteed money. New stuff could fail, right? And they kept pressuring them and kept pressuring them, like, no, we're going to make new stuff. And they were working on, like, a Toy Story 2 was one of the first sequels they made. It was also really, really good. Yes. The reason it was is because they were going to put a direct-to-DVD Toy Story sequel out that was just not even using the original voice actors. And then Disney said, no, we want to put this in the theater. And he's like, oh, then we're starting over from scratch because we're going to make it good. And so, yeah, they're like, all right, I thought we were just putting out crap. Okay, so let's put out a real movie. So they started over scratch, and that's what happened to Toy Story 2. And then The Good Dinosaur happened, and it wasn't very good. And that finally proved Disney correct. And at that point, Disney had obviously already purchased them and then started forcing them into, you need to start moving into sequels. You need to start moving into sequels, right?
We need Planes 3!
Right. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Planes 3. Is there a Planes 1? Did they
Yeah.
make a Cars and then a Planes as well?
Yes.
Oh
Yes,
my
they made
God. Because I've never seen Cars. Because
Yeah,
that to me was when
Cars
the
are
day
good.
when Cars came out. That's the
Cars
day
is fine.
Pixar died. To
Hold
me.
on. Cars is fine. I'm not out here trying to say that it's like the best thing they've ever done. Not everything can be a Wall-E, all right?
Right.
Sometimes we got to get a Cars
Right.
to make the Wall-Es look good.
Here's what I will say. I saw The Incredibles 2. I did not like this movie, dude. I mean, it was fine, but it had nothing on the original Incredibles, man. It was like...
Nothing happens in the movie. It's boring.
Yeah, it's just
I mean, it's basically like the same exact moral as the first one.
Right. It just repackaged in a different way. With the extra bonus of this time, there's like a lot more focus on Mrs. Incredible or whatever, which is kind of good for the young females in the audience. They want, you need a female superhero and focus on her and let her be the lead while the dad's at home. The role reversal stuff, that stuff is fine. Jack is hilarious. I love Jack in the movie. It's great. All the things they did with Jack. But the story was a rehash. And it was just like...
Yeah.
And it wasn't a good rehash either, right?
No.
And like the whole concept of like the glasses, I won't spoil too much, but the glasses, it was bad. It was a bad movie.
It's kind of unbelievable as well. I don't know. Like it's fine. It's not a terrible movie, but it's not nearly as good as the first one. And if you're gonna have a movie that's like, hey, we're gonna make this one focused on the female character because we want to support that, then I think that's awesome. But also make it a good movie.
And then the first movie, the whole focus was like Mr. Incredible is missing out on his family's life, right? And,
Sure.
And Mrs. Incredible is the one who teaches him that lesson. You're missing out. You're choosing to be a superhero over choosing to be with your family. At the end of the first movie, they learn that they can be a family and be superheroes together. And so that we can do it both. We can be a family sometimes, or we're superheroes sometimes, and sometimes we're both. And it's great. And so we're always a family, and we're always superheroes, and we're always everything we want to be. And then the next movie begins, and Mrs. Incredible just packs her bag and leaves immediately. 8 seconds into the movie. And I'm like, aren't you the person that just taught the lesson that you don't want to miss out on your family and you should stay with your family and be superheroes together, and then you just moved across the country? What? Did you learn nothing from the first movie that you were in that you taught the lesson of? I can't. So frustrating. I don't know, man. It's so frustrating. You know what?
Yeah.
You know what PewDiePie tweeted out today? He said he wished there were more unkempt white people complaining about shit on the internet. And I took that really personal.
And here we are to fill that role.
Here we are. Thank God.
I didn't take a shower today.
There's some unshowered, bearded white dudes getting mad about injustices on the internet.
Okay. Well, how about we talk about something that possibly doesn't include anything like that?
Speaking of PewDiePie, people at home, my chair does that. Does your chair do that?
Mine doesn't.
Only $399. And
I'm buying it right now.
reclines all the way back.
Can you hear
You guys would like to donate and subscribe to the Big Stack Podcast so we can all get chairs that do that.
Yeah, there's now a $399 tier that if you, on our Patreon, that if you pay $399 a month, we'll each get a chair after 3 months.
We'll each get a chair, yep.
about it.
And Jacob will eat all of them.
I will eat all of them. Live on stream.
Live on stream.
I'll eat a chair.
Yep.
Okay, well we got about 5-6 minutes left for you at the 1 hour mark. So why don't we throw a nice, really solid, weird ending question? You got a really weird question.
Okay. All right. This is from CODBO2RGM2 Gaming.
CODBot R2 Gaming.
Oh, is that what that is?
I have no idea. That's what I don't even know if those are the right letters. I just guessed.
CODBO2RGM. Anyways,
This is COD Noob Killer 420 Smokeable.
Probably.
That's
Yeah.
my old
Sephiroth
nemesis,
Pussy
COD.
Slayer X971.
Little X
Pussy
Big
Slayer.
X Goku 420 _ Big X Little X.
Why is it Sephiroth Pussy Slayer? It's so funny.
Hang on, that's the one you take issue with?
Oh, I'm not taking issue. It's the best one.
But I
It's
make up
so
a funny
good.
dumb gamer tag, and it's like, excuse me,
No,
Ellis.
I'm saying that's the best one. That one's so good. Because all I can think is because he's quite literally a pussy slayer. He runs a sword right through Eris, dude, right at the end of disc 1. And so when you said Sephiroth pussy slayer,
7, everybody.
all I could imagine was the scene at the end of Final Fantasy VII disc 1 where he's hanging out with Eris, and then Sephiroth descends from the sky, shoves a sword through Eris' heart, and then it pops up Sephiroth pussy slayer 420.
He has a nameplate over his head.
Yeah, right.
It's Sephiroth
like
Pussy Slayer.
And that is your new intro to your new YouTube channel, Sephiroth Pussy Slayer 420.
Oh, man. Okay.
All
right.
God.
Let's get to this question.
With this weird.
This person, Codbo is what I'm going to call him, is planning to start a model railroad set. What scenario ideas for HO set, which if you're unsure is about 3.5 millimeters, so pretty small, like the size of a little bit bigger than a Hot Wheels car, I think. They were thinking about a logging camp, but want our insight. What kind of scene
that also talks about random bull? I guess we do also talk about random bullshit. I don't think we ever talked about model trains.
That's a new one.
I'm into this. Like, this is a
No,
great
no, no.
question.
Okay.
But
So-
holy shit, you
Okay.
are just willing to accept advice from any corner.
I have two other answers here. The first of which is a
Okay.
very simple one. I always love a nice little Christmas small town scene. That's kind of nice. But
That's
what
very nice.
the one that I really want you to do and send me pictures, you need to get a tiny Bruce Willis and put him in a tiny rain jacket. Okay. And then just recreate the now completed version of Unbreakable. Okay.
I like that.
That's what I would do. And just every day you have somebody come over to your house and you just crash the train, and then Bruce Willis comes flopping out and stands up and puts on a raincoat and then fights evil, boys.
He fights evil by walking around touching people on their wrist.
Seeing
And just so happens to find a criminal.
It's a good thing that like all the people that he touched on the wrist like were mid-crime, because if they like killed somebody a while ago, what is he gonna do about it?
Oh, well, I guess they did kill a guy.
Or
Maybe I
just-
can convince the police.
Is he stopping people for thought crime?
That's
like,
exactly it.
I haven't committed a crime yet, but I'm thinking about it. Hey, my superpower lets me. That's Minority Report. That's not cool.
Bruce Willis, Unbreakable, the ultimate SJW.
Ooh.
I said it.
Okay.
I said it. So
I
what
don't-
kind of train scenes you guys have in mind?
All right, listen.
Suggestion for your train scene.
Okay, I feel like it's going to be the
Gate
same as
Park nativity scene. Yeah,
Oh,
Jacob,
mine.
was it?
Shit, it wasn't at all.
It was yours?
It was not. Okay, please explain to me skate park nativity
I
scene.
feel like it speaks for itself. Skate park nativity scene.
So wait,
Like
so
a
you
mad baby Jesus on like a tech deck.
okay?
Okay.
So
The
we're
Virgin Mary's in the back, like at the top, drinking a soda or whatever people do.
a 40, please.
40.
We're at a skate park.
At skate parks, aren't they like for children? Can you drink alcohol at a skate park?
I mean, can you or should you? Those are two separate
Oh,
questions.
you definitely do.
Well,
Yeah,
what
but
I want to know,
want
Ellis.
them to all be like Thomas the Tank Engine nativity characters that are in a skate park and they're doing train tricks.
Well, how does oh, they're doing tricks off the train.
No, they are trains. They're like Thomas
Oh, wait
the
a
Tank
second.
Engine.
Oh, they are trains.
They are Thomas the Tank Engine style trains. But
They're
they are-
trains, but they ride skateboards.
and they represent the members of the nativity. Yes.
Okay. All right. Listen, that's complex. That's going to
And
be
the
tough to
tracks,
do.
like, go through half pipes and they do 360 Jesus fakey nose grabs. But
Listen,
Jesus is actually the one doing it.
Did you say
I
Jesus
feel like that-
fakey?
Yeah, Jesus fakey. You never done a Jesus fakey?
I've never done a Jesus fakey. That sentence does
They
not make
usually
sense.
charge
to me.
You didn't have a childhood.
Look,
All right.
I was so fat. The only skateboarding I ever did was I would sit on one of those big wide ones from the 90s or the late 80s and fall slowly down a hill, roll slowly down a hill while sitting on it into traffic. That's how we spent our time
Got
Okay.
it.
as fat kids.
All right. Here's my suggestion. Codbo, I need you to find a way to get a Final Fantasy character to suplex your actual train.
Oh, hell yes.
I don't know how you're gonna do it. I'm imagining you're probably gonna need to get like the Disney Imagineers in on this.
We need like animatronics for this.
The
right?
animatronics will be required, but
Yeah.
if you can get a little action figure of, I don't know who did it. I don't remember who had that move that you could suplex the train. a character from Final Fantasy. We're gonna say Cloud because it's the only one that I can really remember. It's Cloud.
Cloud. Yeah.
Shit. I took a shot. I was wrong.
Get Barrett to do it.
Get Barrett to do it. I don't know.
Get Barrett to do it. He'd be better at it.
If you can get a little animatronic Barrett to suplex a scale model of a train, you got to win some kind of award for that, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Your YouTube channel will be the first one to subscribe. Absolutely.
I have a confession to make. I don't want to change the topic before we're done, but I think it's important that I confess something. And I know the haters on Reddit are just going to eat up what I'm about to say, and I don't care.
I'm excited
because I need to get this out of my system.
Are you going to cook it? Are you going to flambe?
I am working on my discipline, and I'm trying to become a better, stronger person. And so, last Wednesday, I quit the following iPad games: Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, Disney Heroes.
Yes. So strong. So strong.
Looney Tune Adventures.
That one is wild to me. I don't even understand how you started that.
It was
How many
so
fucking
bad.
games were you playing? Oh my god.
And finally, and this was the hardest one to quit of all, Marvel Strike Force, because I have a maxed out Wolverine.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
And
We're all so proud of you.
I really enjoyed these games, and I discovered that I was wasting almost an hour a day just doing the spreadsheet clicking of making those games autoplay to get my shards, and I wasn't enjoying it. And I'd been playing, I hate to admit this, I had been playing
It's okay. This is a safe space.
Star Wars.
Man. Absolutely. I mean, it's not, but
stupid hollow table adventures for almost 3 years since the game came out.
I don't think anyone's ever played a mobile game that long. You should write into Guinness.
And worse, when the game came out, I spent $40 to get Darth Vader shards.
Darth Vader shirts?
Darth Vader shards.
Shards?
Darth Vader shards?
And that entrenched me in the game so that I would continue to play it every day. Once I maxed out my Darth Vader, I'm like, I gotta max out Darth Vader. Now I can max out Han Solo, and I can max out Captain Luke Skywalker, and then I can get the Night Sisters, and I can max them all out. And I did. I maxed them all out. I maxed them all out, and I didn't use my credit card. I just grind every day. But I quit.
You quit.
I finally quit.
Good.
We're very proud of you.
And I'm
almost I've ever heard.
Almost
taking
one
control of your
clean.
life.
And I'll tell you what's so tough about it. That I accidentally booted up Marvel Strike Force the other night because it's just like click. I was going to Hearthstone, which is not a better addiction by any stretch of the imagination. But
Sure.
It's at least I have to put some thought into it, right? And I was clicking, and I accidentally clicked Marvel Strike Force, and it opened up, and I was like, oh God. Oh, God. Oh, Wolverine, are you okay, Daddy? Daddy wants to fight with you. Where's my Spider-Man? Why are those games so addictive?
Welcome to our meeting.
Welcome to our meeting. Yep. They fill bars, right? They give you that sense of achievement. They feel like, hey, I'm working on something and I accomplished a thing. And they're all designed from the ground up to do that. Somebody who plays those fucking gacha mobile games, like, I know, I get it.
Kurthu and Chad asked me if I also gave up on Summoner Wars, and yes, I gave up on Summoner Wars when Galaxy of Heroes came out. Because I'm like, if I'm going to play this game, I would rather play a Star Wars version of it, you know. Summoner Wars, I didn't like Summoner Wars. It was fine, but
You should play Brawl Stars, but not spend money on it. Or spend a minimal amount of money on it, I should say.
No, I just went back to Hearthstone. I figured somebody's got to play it. Plus, I have like 150,000 coins sitting there.
Somebody's got to play it.
Somebody's got
to play it. Look.
May as well be me.
Listen, if that were true, Artifact would still be around.
Boy, that game died quick.
You said this was a safe space, all right? I like that.
I'm sorry to all two of the Artifact players out there, one of which is on this podcast.
Frank are really upset right now.
Somebody
have you booted it up? Have you tried to queue for anything?
Not in about a week.
Okay. I was just wondering what the state of queue times were.
It took 10 minutes, and I played one game, and then was like, okay, I'm not gonna.
Here's what I will tell you. Apex Legends. If you guys are listening to this podcast, and we're about to wrap it up, when we're done here, if you haven't downloaded Apex Legends, I highly recommend you do. And if you have a prejudice against Battle Royales, you know what? It's okay, because this is actually good Battle Royale with forced team play, with a class system. It's free to play, and you will feel zero desire to buy these microtransactions, because I don't care. Like, you can get, look, for $1, she'll have tie-dyed clothes. Oh, for $10, she will have, $18. They have $18 skins in this game, by the way. $20 if you don't have EA Access Pass. $20 skins in this game. and I don't care because it's free. But I can't imagine on what world you're like, I want my robot to be red for $20. He looks like a race car now. Why? Why would you want him to be red? Why would you want him to be shiny red? He's easier to see.
I mean, all that shit drops out of loot boxes like Overwatch. The loot boxes work exactly like Overwatch. Every time you level up, they just give you a loot box.
Right, but
it's not every single level, but like every other level or so.
But there are exclusive, quote, epic skins that they do plan to release, quote, epic skins that you can only get by purchasing them outright, and I think that's kind of silly. But that's fine also.
That's whatever, right? You just don't buy them.
Skate Park Nativity Scene skins. When can I get those? Can I get a character that looks like Thomas the Tank Engine?
$1 million.
Man, these microtransactions are getting out of control.
Can I get one that makes Caustic look like Pacman? I'll pay $20 for that.
$1 billion.
Oh man.
All right, guys, I think we'll wrap it up. I think we did. This is 1 hour and 10 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast. Do me a favor. If you're listening live right now, give us a follow here on this channel and go to twitch.tv/big_breakfast and give them a follow there. That you can just watch the voice stream several days a week. Sometimes they play video games. Sometimes they do what we just did here today, only without my stupid ass involved. And I think you'll be glad you did. Don't forget, we got a Patreon at patreon.com/thebigstackpodcast. You can follow us at YouTube, youtube.com/thebigstackpodcast. And we'd appreciate it if you did. And hey, I also do YouTube. You probably might already know that.
I've never heard of you.
Do you do YouTube?
You can find me at
What's your channel?
www.badteeth.com.
Do you actually have that domain?
No,
if you don't,
that's probably porn. Everything is porn.
Yeah, it's true. It probably is.
Everything is porn. All right, guys. Hey, we appreciate you listening. If you're listening on iTunes or Spotify or somewhere like that, give us a big thumbs up there. Give us a nice rating. And if you're watching on YouTube, give us a follow. Hit subscribe to the channel. Be glad that you did. Guys, you have anything to say before we head out, Jacob Ellis?
I just want to say, come find me on our Discord, on the Big Breakfast Discord, and hit me up to play Apex Legends because I need a squad.
And don't forget to stop by there.
Carry me,
stop by there if you want to have us answer your weird and silly questions, because I think we have as much fun doing that as we do talking about video games as anything else. So more of those we have, the weirder we'll get. What about you, Ellis? Got any closing arguments?
Closing arguments. I'm starving. That's my closing argument. Man, am I hungry?
Too.
How much you look tasty to me, Boogie.
Oh, I always look tasty, man.
You should have just got food before the podcast.
You had food this whole time?
What do you got? What is that?
Motherfucker.
There's a food truck that
Oh my god, and it's Kiko's!
It's like 10 feet away from my apartment, and it's actually a fucking problem.
Oh my god.
How close it is, because I keep trying to eat it like every day, and I'm gonna get fat and also broke.
Boogie, I'm coming to pick you up. We're gonna go get food.
Go to Kiko's.
I'll see you in a few minutes.
We're gonna go to Kiko's.
All right, guys, thanks for listening. We love you very much.
We love
speak
you.
with you again. Go to Ham and Trees. Go to Kinko's.
Goodbye.
Kinko's? Is that a copier place?
Kiko's.
Yeah, go to Kinko's.
Go to Kinko's and get delicious...
Make a photocopy of the sandwich you got at Ham and Trees.